All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast presented by Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the only hard seltzer with vitamin C and superfruit acerola. To my left, the man who only drinks things with superfruit acerola in it, the acerola king himself, Dylan Shivery in the building.
Unless, of course, it's a crispy shard. But yes, hey everybody, I'm very happy to be here.
That's actually a Sauvignon Blanc that you have in front of you, Dylan.
You didn't have to tell people that.
It's a crisp white.
It's a crisp
That's all
white.
that matters right now.
Exactly. Yeah, Dave's not here, of course, and I'm here still, so that's cool. I'm very happy to be here.
How does it feel to get introduced first for the first time in like months?
I'm never ready for it. Whenever I'm up first, it kind of hits me hard, and yeah, it feels good, man. I feel like I get a little respect around here every now and then.
We also have a special guest in the studio today. You might know him from Too Much Dip. You might know him just by the name of the Mocha Clappuccino. But this is KJ Ellis.
It's great to be with you, Will, sitting in for a crisp white with a crisp white. Yeah, big pours only today for Big Game Brett.
Yes, to Brett.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to Brett's family. Going through a tough time, of course. The passing of his mom. So shouts to the Merrimans.
So we're going a little loco with it. We'll be consuming in studio. For those who don't watch us on YouTube, of which there are probably many,
We're about to cheers.
this might be an episode to check it out.
About to take a little sip.
Clean.
I think this is the first time I've ever had a drink on Circling Back, at least in this studio.
Bullburger might
In this
disagree with-
studio.
Oh, you
in
did
this
say
studio.
That's true.
And I did not expect it to come at 10:46 a.m. on a
No.
Monday morning.
How absurd is it that I could just waltz into a grocery store and purchase a bottle of wine at 8 a.m. on a Monday, but I can't do that at 10 a.m. on a Sunday?
It's never made any sense to me.
Ridiculous.
I like going to the grocery store early on Sunday. Mm-hmm. You can avoid the crowds. You can kind of just get in, get out. But the fact that I can't go buy a bottle of red wine to have with dinner that night at 10 a.m. in the store is just devastating. And not only that, but they put like signs over everything just to really drive it home that I have to leave empty-handed.
Our move when I was at Whole Foods was to keep the lights off in the beer coolers on that aisle or whatever so people kind of understand. Inevitably, you would still have people show up at the register. This is a Texas thing, right? Like,
Yes.
Michigan, you guys have no...
I didn't realize how wild-ass Michigan was until I moved down here, and I didn't, because I never really thought about it too hard. I knew that there were places, I'd lived in places where you could only buy liquor at liquor stores, but the fact that you can't buy liquor in a grocery store down here is just so bizarre to me.
How many states are like that?
I don't know.
I find it frustrating.
Ohio is a place where you can, I believe, where you can only get it in liquor stores, unless that's changed in the last 15 years. I just don't like it.
What's the point?
Well,
Let us buy liquor.
shout out to a member of the meme team, Landry, who's in, or was in Montana this past weekend. I learned, which I guess you have family there.
I do.
I learned a couple years ago when I went to the music festival up in Montana that you can buy liquor at anywhere basically that's not a liquor store. Like I purchased bottles of liquor at a combo bowling alley / laundry mart
Love it.
and at the Safeway across the street. No liquor there, but it was in the laundry mart or laundry mat, I should say. That move is incredible. Or you can go to a bar and just buy a full-blown bottle and leave with it, and they don't like mark you up 50% for the bottle. So that's a scene. We need those laws here.
I'm in.
Yeah. Louisiana's another state that they basically just throw liquor into your
True.
whatever you get that's not liquor.
You walk into a
Order.
grocery store and they just dump it in your mouth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, I don't drink. Okay, here's a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't know Noble Vines had this kind of heat going with them.
Are you enjoying?
Yeah, I'm going to finish this glass.
Are you really?
I'm very excited about it.
I have to say I did follow the Sunday Scaries approach here, and this may be a second shelf item.
Dude, you got to be careful.
Shout out to the creative genius behind that behemoth.
Dude, he's just smart as fuck.
I can't promise I'm going to finish my glass, and we'll get to it on recapping this weekend in fun. But I got into a few over the weekend. So
You had a few buttery shards over the weekend?
a little bit, yeah.
Are we worried about Dave in Mexico?
What do you mean?
Davey
like
has
Cabeza?
I was trying to think about it. Out of everyone in this room, Dave has taken the least amount of vacation as of late. I'm really glad Dave's on vacation. That being said, I'm a little worried about him going on Cabeza Watch. Did they bring Rhodes?
No. Did
I
they?
don't
No.
I didn't
know.
hear it definitively said either way, but I don't believe
There's
so.
no way they brought Rhodes
Okay.
to Cabo.
Rhodes is probably chilling with the G parents.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. That's good. At least we don't have a 6-month-old on Cabeza Watch right now?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
probably good.
We don't want that on our watch right now. I'm pretty happy for them. They're at Nobu, which of course I've stayed, and it's just he's going to be swimming up to a suite, enjoying a nice spinach salad later at some point. Maybe getting a mezcal margin, a Wagyu glizzy.
Wow.
He's just going to be living it up, man. I'm pretty Joe.
Are you worried that he's going to out Instagram you?
Okay. I don't think that's possible, sir. No.
What if he does a video of him running into the water and it does more numbers than what you do?
I'm not worried about that at all. Plus, Nobu is a pretty dangerous part of the beach.
Oh, so were you on another part when you were running into the water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it at Nobu.
I'm sorry
Get
that
sucked
you do
under.
multiple hotels only when you're on vacation.
I'd wind up in the stomach of a humpback whale very quickly.
Not in the stomach of a sperm whale at all.
Just a humpback.
If I'm
JJ.
David, instead of running to the beach, maybe I run from like the door of the hotel, like high step into the infinity pool outside of my room. Like, you know, if he has
Wow.
a swim up pool,
That's-
pull that move.
Okay. Okay. I'd respect that.
I'm looking at the weather to make sure it's not rainy season down there for him, and it looks like they'll be okay. You know, keep an eye out on some
so.
storms off coast,
He'll
but
be
it looks
dripping
like it'll go
nonetheless. I'm
south
not
of
too
there.
worried about him. I'm
No.
fucking jelly.
David's known to keep that
I am
thing
too,
wet.
man.
I think he might try to out. He's gonna ratio you on Instagram, which is just by volume shooting. I hope at least.
He's not a big Instagrammer. We'll see how. Well, of course, the first couple of days when I was in Cabo, I was there by myself. Hard to get a gram off by yourself, you know.
No, it's not. You just set up the cam and just like get fits off.
Who does that?
I don't do that. I don't have the self timer in me.
I'm not an Instagram influencer.
You're not a tripod guy?
No,
That's unfortunate.
I'm not an Instagram thotty.
Okay, we'll get to that in This Weekend in Fun because I've got questions.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm ready for him. I think.
We got anything else to get to for them?
Let's do some programming notes real quick. Go follow Circling Back Pod and Wash Media. You might notice that we are part of the 11K Club now on Instagram.
Wow, no one thought we would get there.
I'd like to give a special shout out to Peloton Memes as we are officially a Peloton influencing podcast at this point. Not to brag. But yeah, they got us a decent amount of new followers, and we're officially in the 11K Club.
Damn.
10K feels good, but I feel like people take their foot off the gas at 10K.
Everyone says at 11K is when you really made it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Not only can we swipe up, but we can do it with 1,000 more people on top of us.
not to brag, but
Also, go leave a review and 5-star rating. Tell a friend about the podcast. Maybe you have some people out there that are tripod people and they want to try our pod.
Oh, wow. The turnaround time on this guy.
Will is a professional.
Did you
folks.
see what I just did there?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Are you listening to what I just did there? Also, head over to youtube.com/washmedia. We had some big stuff hit the timeline last week on there. Our Cribs video, just doing absolute numbers. We also did a happy hour live, which was essentially just an extended Circling Back video podcast last week. No guests, just gas. What am I doing
You are
today, dude?
Dude, keep feeding this guy the
Dude,
rock.
if you have an ad on today's episode, you are rubbing your hands right now.
Birdman gif.
Washmedia.shop might have some new heat going up there sooner than later. And Patreon, we're doing Bachelorette. Tomorrow is coming to you with someone who is pretty well versed in doing some commentary on television shows. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, Barrett Dudley.
Ah, yes.
Quite excited
Can't
about
wait for that one.
Dylan's a Love Island guy now, which I am proud to report. But yeah, we're going to still be doing Bachelorette recaps every Tuesday morning.
Bay and I are one episode into Love Island UK, and let's just say I'm intrigued so far.
I will say this. I think that we have reached a tipping point with Love Island. I have more people reaching out to me than ever before, being like, all right, I'm in.
I do have to say, though, when you're on the Hulu, when you're on Hulu,
You're on the Hulu.
and you select a show and you scan the seasons and you see the one of them
42 episodes?
one of them is 50 plus.
What?
And they are not 30-minute episodes either. So it's quite the undertaking, which is I think has kept me from jumping in to this point. But enough people over the weekend talked me into trying it. So Bay and I started it last night. I'm intrigued.
I will give you this. One episode a week is just like a recap pod, kind of behind the scenes, like, fun, kind of just
don't
blooper
need
reel. You don't need it.
Okay.
I've been trying to pressure Sally into watching them because I think I'm that desperate for content at this point that I'm willing to do that. It hasn't really stuck yet, and you don't miss anything by skipping those hour-long recaps.
How big is that show in the UK?
Absolutely massive. Massive.
Is it comparable to The Bachelor for US?
I think it's bigger.
Is there a Bachelor UK? I guess I've never.
I don't know.
I know there's Australia. I know there's maybe Japan. And there's one other country that has it, but I don't know if there's a Bachelor UK. It's never crossed my radar.
I don't know. It seems like that would be something that like I would get into at some point.
Maybe Love Island's got that real estate.
The format of Love Island, and to be fair, Bachelor in Paradise is set up for much more drama than the Bachelor/Bachelorette.
So to give you a perspective of this, Dylan, in terms of the social influence that Love Island has versus Bachelor/Bachelorette, who would you say is one of like the biggest stars of the Bachelor franchise? JoJo,
Rachel Lindsay.
Let's go with JoJo.
Let's go with JoJo.
She's got 2.3 million followers on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay. And I would say out of the last, 6 or 7 years, she's probably one of the biggest names that we've had.
Jesse Palmer
certainly
might
a
be
house
the only
favorite.
other entrant here.
Probably the largest Love Island UK person, Molly May. She's married. She's currently dating Tommy Fury, who is the younger brother of Tyson Fury.
Yes.
She has 5.7 million followers. So she's got more than double the followers of what JoJo has.
Good grief.
It's big.
I said Jesse Palmer only because older Bachelorette contestant, correct?
He's got those
one of the early
ESPN
seasons.
followers
ESPN
too, though.
forever, 115K. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
He's kind of old though. He's kind of washed.
For sure. He's past his hot zone was definitely before Instagram existed, but I figured maybe that residual fame might bring him a bigger following. Not at all. Not at all. Host of Food Network's Holiday Baking Championship.
Dude,
Second
hell
line.
yeah. Hell yeah. Love that.
The voiceover guy, the Scottish guy, I can't get enough of him.
He's good.
He's goated.
good.
Is he goated?
He's goated.
Yeah.
And you never even see his face.
I know. I don't want
He's
to.
perfect. We also have a backer meetup Saturday, July 31st at Eisenhower's at 3 p.m. If you're not familiar with Eisenhower's and you haven't been to our meetups in the past, they've been very fun there traditionally.
You will have a good time.
My hope is that at this next meetup at Eisenhower's, I'm going to leave. Last time we had a meetup there, I spent about, 4 to 5 hours in the exact same spot, never moved. I'm hoping I can mix it up a little bit.
Just
more
holding
this time.
court.
No, I mean, I was kind of just like in a corner. I didn't hate it.
Talking about the Dallas one?
No, I'm talking about Eisenhower's
Oh,
last
okay.
time. I was just at the end of the bar, just in a corner, just hanging out the entire time.
You gotta treat this like an Italian wedding where you just sit at a table, but then you have, somebody get Timo like a fake ID and have him like coordinate just people kind of cattle call past you. You shake hands, they leave a note, they talk to you, you kiss a cheek, and you move to the next person.
Listen, we're getting Timo in that bar.
Timo's going to be there.
I don't care what I
He's
have
a photographer, say he's working. Just bring him some equipment and he...
Give him a press pass or
Here you
something.
go.
We can get him a press pass, I think. But yeah, July 31st, Eisenhower's. It's a Saturday. It's going to be for the boys and the gals, too.
Yeah, we'll let him in for
Whoever
just
wants
one
to
time.
come. 3 p.m., be there, be square. Is it time to recap this weekend of fun presented by Fitbod?
Yes.
So many times in life you get stuck doing the same workouts, and making progress towards the future year means overcoming new challenges. And Fitbod creates a program that continually adapts to the new exercises and dynamic intensity that adjust to how you're progressing. So you'll be challenged to meet goals at your own pace. There's no perfect body that anyone can achieve. People look at me all the time and they're like, "Well, how'd you achieve that perfect body?" And I'm like, "Dog, this is perfect for me, but maybe not for you."
Damn, dude.
But what we can do is we can continually become a better version of ourselves. No workout is one size fit all. And Fitbod creates a fitness program that continually adapts to you so you can stay challenged with new exercises, pacing, and intensity based on where you are and where you want to be. Dylan, I know you're the workout guy here. You work out constantly.
Wow, thanks for noticing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, your arms are bigger than everyone else in this.
Are you
Wow.
kidding? Are you
not
kidding?
everyone. Sorry.
Wow.
I was imagining
Wow.
Dave sitting next to me. It's just muscle memory.
Shots fired.
Can you
yeah.
explain how you've enjoyed this app?
I've enjoyed it quite a bit. Basically, it asks you like what are your goals? What do you want to do to your body? And then it kind of just generates these workouts for you. And let me tell you, it gets you going. Let's see, my next workout. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I believe, yeah. So I'm going for chest, back, and abs on this one.
Okay.
All right? I'm doing a dumbbell bench press, a cable row, dumbbell. Of course, it sets out like you're doing this many sets, this many reps, okay? But I'm just going to go through the exercises.
That's fine.
We have a dumbbell fly. We have a lat pull down. And then superset time, bicycle crunch, back extensions. Let's go.
You're extending your back.
They're back extensions.
You love to see it.
Yeah, you got to.
It creates a program based on your unique body, experience, and environment, and their algorithm uses data and analytics to help you build on your last workout and maximize your results. If you have no equipment, no worries. Fitbod has body weight routines that if you're looking to get fit at home or on the go, Got to think Davey's going to be hitting some FitBod body weight routines when he's in Mexico by the pool.
Damn.
Personalized training can be tough on a budget, but FitBod is only $9.99 a month or $59.99 a year. Sign up now and you'll get 25% off your membership. Pick up the pace on your fitness journey with FitBod today, and your future self will thank you. Get 25% off your membership at fitbod.me/steam. That's 25% off at fitbod.me/steam. Dylan, what did you get into this weekend?
Man, I need FitBod right now after a little, not really quite a staycay, but a little mini vacay. The first workout after a trip it's always a tough one, you know?
Yeah, you just don't want to do it. You're
just
still
don't
in
want to
vacay
do it,
mode.
but you need it. You know you need it because your boy got into one over the weekend. Bay and I went to Hotel Emma in San Antonio, which is in the Pearl District, and I had no idea what to expect, and I was completely blown away. This place is incredible.
It's a scene.
It is awesome. So it's the old Pearl Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
They converted into a hotel, and they did an excellent job. It's not just the hotel, but the whole scene around it. There's a farmer's market there, a bunch of little shops and restaurants and sidewalk cafes.
Did you match that
ton of
farmer's
people
market button?
outside
You
of
get any,
the
like,
river.
fresh greenery or anything?
We didn't buy anything from the farmer's market.
Come on, dude. You got to support local farmers.
We were on vacay. I'm going to bring like fresh peppers back to my room. There's no need for that.
Why?
know?
You could have gotten some room service hummus.
Locally sourced eggplant? Where'd you
Anyway.
BYOE?
He definitely BYOE.
I don't do eggplant.
Okay.
Doesn't mean other people don't.
we hit the pool. We drank wine and beers, and it was an awesome scene.
Can I ask one question about your itinerary?
Yeah.
At any point in time, did you have it written down, button a shirt? Because your boy was showing some skin in some Instagram photos, sans any button in the shirt that I saw.
Which one are you talking about?
I don't know. You, a bottle of champagne, and 0 buttons.
Oh, yeah.
No buttons.
So, Bay and I, we had this cute little dynamic going on. It's going to make people puke probably.
I'm getting ready. I can feel my gag reflex kicking up right now.
In her opinion, I always go one button too high on my shirts.
Okay.
Always. And so every time I get dressed, she always walks over and undoes my top button. And we're on vacation, got a little carried away a little bit. But that, to be fair, that was after a pool situation. And so I was just coming back from the pool. I had my trunks on in that video.
Hey, it was the best advertising FitBod could ask for. I'll say that much.
That was vacay Dylan right there. We had a good time. So here's another thing that happened. On Saturday night, we went to bed, and I got up. I had to pee at like 3 or 4 a.m.
Okay.
I got up, did my business, was walking back to the bedroom. And if you notice, I have this little bruise right here in my forehead. It looks so much better now, but I turned the corner too quickly. It was pitch black. Walked right into an armoire.
Okay.
You hate to run into a rogue armoire.
You hate it. And I woke up with like just crusted blood to my forehead.
Oh,
and it was so. She had a good time with that one. She thought it was quite funny.
I thought you just taken some like Harry Potter cosplay a little too far with this little forehead mark
Come
here.
on, dude. Come on, man.
I don't know what you're into on the weekends. Y'all could be doing role play.
Man, that place is sick though. It was cool. Highly recommend.
Exceptional.
Highly recommend. Met a backer at the pool.
Tell us more.
It might look like I'm paying attention to you, but I'm just trying to come up with horny Harry Potter puns right now.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Hermione has potential,
cool.
like to get turned into something with horny, but
Uh-huh.
it doesn't roll off the tongue
No.
very well, so I'm having trouble figuring it out.
Yeah, but a very nice backer at the pool who has I have to read up on. He has an alcohol media company.
Okay.
I'll tell you the name of it after.
Is it the
Fuck
dr-
it, it's
is
called
the-
Beer
is it-
Business Daily is what it's called.
Oh hell yeah! I thought you were gonna say it was like the Drinking Bros podcast or something.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell they do, but shouts
Based
to
on
them.
how you described this earlier, is this a multi-generational family listening experience? Are they multi-generational backers?
He didn't say that his son listened, but he does have adult sons, plural, and very nice man.
Gotta
I love that we just have older dudes listening to the pod.
Shouts to Internet Party too, because he listened. He also listened to John and Brad.
The man's in the crank corner.
Yeah, he knows about the crank
You
corner.
ever wondered?
Knew about John's broken leg, all that stuff.
Dude,
Wild.
down bad of the week.
We got back Sunday. I had a little pool situation with some of Bay's friends out in Lakeway. That was a great time.
Damn.
Dude, are you just living at pools these days?
Dude, I told you, man.
Are you the pool king of Austin, Texas?
I might be. People are saying that.
This man has not slept in his own bed in weeks.
I did last night.
Oh, must
Yeah.
be nice, dude.
It was cool, yeah. Always good to get back
All
home.
of the pictures from this Hotel Emma place looks like they hired Will DeFreeze to show up and take them.
It's sick.
It's elite. It's a compliment to Will, too, but yes.
Thank you. What'd you do, KJ?
Yeah, KJ.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize it was second line here.
Oh, yeah.
It was an absolute scene at my house at Casa de Ellis, if you will. We had a milestone birthday, big number 1 for Kai. So had all of the fam over.
Big shouts to Kai, the big
So-
number 1.
He's basically walking at this point, so it was fun. Had people in the pool. Your boy went all out on the Blackstone, hooked up some fajitas for the fam. Things got so involved that like I started my Instagram story. This is where you can tell like content and actual ability. I should have just taken the photos, waited, and posted them later. Your boy was just in the thick of things. You know, knocked out a ton of fajitas. Got like the first picture of that effort down, and by the end of the day, I'm like, okay, let's make sure somebody's got a life vest on the kid, and you know the rest of the food's ready. The cake's getting cut. You know, bullets were flying. It was incredible though. It was good to have 15, 16 people over at the house. Some of the grandparents were over there getting some Kai time, and his cousin is about 5 months older, so it is the most mega of cute scenes when they get together. So I was very happy.
You glossed over this.
Yes.
Am I hearing it correctly that you did sizzling fajitas for your son's first birthday party?
You know, as the youngest member of the Sizzle Squad, he had one request and one request only. A, that I don't look him in the eye after he drank the ape ship cuts that was given to him by his uncle. And then B, that none of the family touches the sizzling fajita before he did that day.
That's
And
beautiful.
Your boy went absolutely loco on some fajita chicken, so I was very happy for him.
God, it's just so big.
That's great.
At what age do you stop referring to your kid as being X months old?
So now that he's a year, or 53 weeks, if you will, we'll probably pivot sometime between now and 18 months. I'm sure. Year and a half seems
That's
to roll
fair.
off the tongue. Mm-hmm. Calling him 1 is fine. I've got a 1-year-old at the house. I'll probably say that Kai's 1. But you want to give him credit.
I think 2 years old is a fine cutoff point.
Yeah, 18 months to 2 years is probably the move.
Because if you're 20 months, like you saying they're 1 doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because they're, they age so, it's like
I get what you're saying.
half their life is 1 year.
We're about to be through Q1 of Fritz's life.
You're going all business terms.
He's
I like
a quarter.
it.
He's a quarter old.
Yeah, so Q1 is about to be in the books as of tomorrow. So
Very
it's pretty
cool.
exciting times around our place.
I would say, as annoying as it sounds to refer to your child in months, it is pretty critical when your kid's under 12 months, only because their abilities vary so much when you're just talking about weeks or months. So it's what they can eat, whether or not they can even sit up or hold their own head up, like is completely different month 3 to month 6 or month 6 to month 9. So like using months at that point makes sense. But after about month 12, like I said, or month 12, after 1 year, you're free game.
I mean, for me, it completely depends on who I'm talking to.
That's true.
If I'm talking to Randy and he was like, "Hey, how old's Fritz?" I'm like, a few months old. Like, whatever.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
gonna overdo it.
If
If
your
I'm
kid's-
talking to like a mom who loves being a mom, I'm gonna give her like the exact days that he's been alive.
If your kid's 22 months, you say, hey, he's almost 2.
Yeah.
Yep,
About to be
exactly.
2.
That's what you say.
I'll lose count at that point.
Almost 2.
We've already tossed like the second block of like you turn the block. We have that stupid, it's kind of similar to like the countdown you use for Christmas or whatever. You turn the days thing over. We just have the one block. It just says 1 year. Like I'm not doing 11 months, 13 months. Like nah,
It's too much.
it's a lot.
What'd you do over the weekend? Not that you
Yeah.
care.
Well, from what I was told before your weekend, you were just gonna be sitting at home, hanging out, playing FIFA.
Dude, I mean, there was a lot of talk. I think I actually saw it trending worldwide on Twitter about Weekend of Will, and I do have some unfortunate news. Weekend of Will was canceled. It
Oh,
was it was at the midnight hour.
oh wow. if you
Yeah,
will.
not ideal for your boy when I had plans to go out and let it rip. But at the end of the day, Friday was for the boys because I got to stay home with Fritz and we chilled all night together, and it was a good time. We just did a little. We actually introduced my my sister-in-law's boyfriend. I almost called him my brother-in-law. That could have gotten dicey. Introduced him to Love Island, Dylan. So you guys can text about it.
Shouts to him.
You guys are watching different seasons currently. He's on USA. You're on that UK shit.
We're riding different waves, but going the same direction.
I'd rather be on your wave, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that because Sally was nervous about leaving him for the first night that she'd ever been away, she contracted her entire family to come over just to make sure that like nothing went bad. And so instead of me just like chilling at home, like I don't know, maybe catching up on a show that Sally doesn't want to watch or something like that, I had about 6 family members just sitting around our place until about midnight. So I got babysat in addition to Fritz needing some help around the place as well. Saturday we let it rip a little bit. We needed a quick reservation. We didn't want to go out to lunch somewhere and have to wait, so we went to La Piscina, which we've talked about before.
The swimming pool.
I got some. Yeah, it's called the pool. And so I got some sizzling fajitas there. I had a nice pour of white wine as well.
I saw your gram.
Shouts to Mama Merriman, and it was good. After that, we did have a dinner that we had to go hit. Went to Sammy's, the Italian restaurant on West 6th that everyone's been talking about.
How good is it?
I'll say this: it's really good. Like, it's really good. It's not so good that I'm like freaking out that I need to go again immediately.
It's a little pricey, huh?
It's pricey. It'll get you. But in terms of ambiance, it's unmatched in Austin for a place to go have an Italian meal.
Really?
On West 6, like without views, I would say.
No
Even
views.
if you've got a rooftop in West 6, like you're not seeing that much.
It's the old Huts Hamburgers. I don't know how familiar you are.
Yeah, I know the spot. But how much is it? I'm thinking of like relative to, I would say, like the Grove out in West, like where you've just got built-in views for days, subpar in other ways, but like you're saying the ambiance in a place like this is superior to any place like that?
You can't see anything. Everything's shut down. Like, I mean, they've got curtains over the windows. When you walk in, you go from being in Party Central with a bunch of post-grads to straight up going to like New York City and this little tiny Italian joint, and you get treated like that too. I'd like to give a special shout-out to our waiter, Giuseppe.
This guy remembers more waiters' names than anybody I've ever
shouts
met.
to Giuseppe.
The beauty of Giuseppe is that he remembers my sister-in-law's boyfriend very well, and so my sister-in-law's boyfriend sits down, gets a handshake from Giuseppe, and then before he even knows it, there's a Basil Hayden old-fashioned sitting right in front of him without even having to order it.
It's the BH.
Who is this guy?
He's getting treated like a king in there.
Did I meet this guy?
The place has been open for 4 days. How's he already a regular?
He has somehow fallen ass backwards into numerous reservations at this place, and I couldn't be more jealous. I think it was like his 5th time there.
Wait, he's asking about Giuseppe, not the brother-in-law.
I'm asking about the brother-in-law.
Oh, okay, yeah. I met this guy at Matt's, right?
Probably.
I think so, in passing, on the way out. Hot guy.
Yes.
Tall AF.
Tall fella.
Yes.
Yeah, he's tall. He's tall and hot.
Looks like he'd be a
Tall and hot.
problem on the tennis court.
Probably. Yeah, you don't want to see him at the net. He's going to get to everything. So we went there. We let it rip a little bit. Had a couple teenies. Got some ravioli. Hey, we didn't get the bucatini.
What about the gabagoo?
We know gabagoo.
That's too bad.
We did get the mozzarella sticks. I'd like to give a special shout out to mozzarella sticks.
Very cool, man.
And then Sunday, it was just meant for your boy to chill. We had a lot of British sports going on yesterday.
More of that on Too Much Dip.
Too much dip.
Let's go. A little too much will, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
Can I ask one question before we move on that might expose me to some bad food takes?
Expose yourself.
Does Italian food as a cuisine fall into the category of Mexican food where, like, given that you're using the same ingredients relatively over to make some of these items, like, there might be a cap on how, quote-unquote, good it can be, but the vibes and the vibes and the ambiance make up for a lot else. Like, oh, man, this is the freshest pasta. Yes, but I'm still eating pasta. Like, there's a food truck in Austin, East Austin. I don't know if y'all have been to Patrizi's, I want to say. Handmade pasta out of a food truck. Great. How much am I missing out? Similar to Mexican food, I can go to a food truck and get fresh tortillas, fresh Mexican food versus high-end Mexican restaurant. Like, do we overrate the Italian cuisine in that manner? I'm asking this because Dave's not here to get
Dylan's
so
the
irate.
one who talks about how all Mexican food is the exact same in different forms.
Okay, well, there are different qualities of Mexican food, but all Mexican food dishes is the same food, same ingredients, just put together in different ways.
I feel this could be applied to Italian cuisine, and we don't. And I don't think we chastise those who taught the world how to eat enough for.
Like a tostada is a taco with just a different shaped shell.
Tostada is objectively steak, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Why would I want that shell?
Why would I want an open-faced taco when I can just fold it up and make it easier to eat?
I don't know.
I did something I didn't think I would do this
Your
weekend.
boy enjoys munching an open-faced taco every now and then.
Damn it, KJ.
What'd you do this weekend?
What the? KJ, kids listening, man.
No, there are no kids listening.
Yeah, probably not.
I've gotten that note once or twice, like, "Hey, I was enjoying a cup of coffee." Wine's got your boy twisted today.
I know, dude. I had 2 sips and I'm kind of buzzed up.
With my Siga than her fam, and all of a sudden KJ got into Duda territory with his language.
Parks might grow up and listen one day, run it back, and just be like, "Man, KJ was just super horny all the time, huh, Dad?"
Yeah, what was up with that
you know
July
what, son?
19th
Yeah.
episode where
KJ was just off the rails, horny.
mad horny?
He had his calendar wrong. He thought it was the other Juneteenth. Anyhow, what were you going to say, Will?
Oh my God.
I did something I never thought I'd do. I requested more corn tortillas from a restaurant.
I was doing that.
I always get flour. I'm a flour guy. Everyone knows that. But I've discovered recently that at La Piscina, the best tortillas are the corn ones.
Let's fucking go.
I think I'm turning over a new leaf.
That melted cheese situation is next level.
It's different.
It is different.
We'll have to try it. Keep an eye out.
I think we might need to have a Washed Media off-site meeting at La
Your
Piscina.
boy will be there.
What does La Piscina mean, Dylan?
The swimming pool.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about public rec real quick?
Please.
Dylan, you wear a lot of trash athleisure. At least you did before public rec came into your life.
I don't think that's fair to say, but
I don't
okay.
know.
Is that part of the copy?
No, yeah, it actually is. It says right here, talk about Dylan's trash athleisure. An issue that you get with athleisure all the time is that the length is never quite right. You got your favorite pair of sweats that are appropriate for around the house, but you don't want to wear those to the supermarket and risk seeing someone that you might like. If you're a single guy out there, you can't get caught in your at-home sweats at the supermarket when Bay walks up. Future Bay.
Too many anecdotes about public rec. They sent me my pair of shorts like the day I was leaving for Telluride. I threw them in the suitcase. Wore them hiking. They're fantastic. Second one. I got back from my trip. Dave had just gotten his. He looks up to me at the gym. He's wearing his. He goes, "These are goated." That's what he said. He said, "I love these. They're my favorite workout shorts." And I was like, "All right, dog.
Well,
Hey, don't tell me. Tell the people."
I think that's why everyone out there needs to go check out Public Rec. They make leisure wear in waist and inseam sizes because comfort starts with a better fit. They have their best-selling all-day, everyday pants that are a more stylish alternative to sweatpants, a more comfortable alternative to jeans. I will say I've worn these numerous times in front of my wife, and she absolutely loves them. I have 2 pairs, and I have to say, they're going to get worn out soon because I'm enjoying them a little too much.
Okay, man.
Big fan.
Very cool.
But the all-day, everyday pant comes in waist and inseam sizing so they can fit short kings, tall kings, and everyone in between. They're made from breathable, stretchy, moisture-wicking fabric, so you can wear them 24/7 and they'll look brand new. They even have zipper pockets. You ever heard of those, Dylan?
Yeah.
So you can
They're
have
just
that,
pockets easy up.
you can have that jingle jangle going on, but you don't have to worry about it.
Nothing's coming out of those bad boys.
You ever put your stuff in your pockets without zippers, and then you get in the car, and then all of it falls down in a little crevice? It's just annoying.
It ruins my day.
These are always the top choice in all of our rotations. I've never had pants that fit this well or look so good, and now I just don't feel sloppy when I'm wearing sweatpants. Who knew you could look this sharp in sweats? I'm in the process of updating all my pants to these. Imagine that. Oh, moisture wicking 24/7? Yeah, that's your boy.
Just totally wrecked out?
Wrecked out, dude.
That's sick.
I'm a wrecking crew at this point.
Uh-huh.
The performance fabric is unlike any other clothing we own, and we love it. As the world's opening back up, make sure you've got clothes that are as flexible as your life is. Public Rec rarely discounts, but right now they have an exclusive offer just for Circling Back listeners. Go to publicrec.com/circlingback and get 10% off. That's publicrec, REC.com/circlingback for 10% off. The Olympics are on the horizon, boys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we're looking about 4 days. So opening games or opening ceremonies are Friday. But you do have a couple events like soccer and one other that start like Wednesday. Regardless.
Why do they
Olympics
do that?
begin this week. On the calendar, it says day -2 and then -1, then day 0. I'm like, just figure your shit out. Like, you've got time. Nobody's, kicking you out of the hotel early.
Yeah.
Just start on day 0. I don't
If I'm
know.
on the soccer team and they try to make me play in a game before the opening ceremonies, I'm like, no, the ceremonies haven't even been opened yet.
Saving my shit.
Yeah. What? No. What if I get injured? What if someone has a bad tackle on me and I shatter my knee, and then suddenly I can't walk in the opening ceremony?
Or what if you connect on some sick bicycle kick from 40 yards out and just put one top right, and you just wasted it on a fucking nonsensical game.
Dude, look at you with the soccer terminology.
That was fucking
What if you
sick,
go
wasn't
top
it?
bins?
What if you go top titties on them?
If you would have said top bins, I would have been like, okay, Dylan's low-key watching soccer randomly.
I just said top right. That's lame.
Well, what we do know about the Olympics are, several things. One, no spectators this year.
Yep.
as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really.
I mean,
sure.
I'll be watching, but I will be at home.
Yeah,
not in
no-
Tokyo.
No
in
live
person.
spectators, KJ, you smart ass.
I mean,
Sorry, I didn't
I
know that.
feel so alive for the very first time.
Wow.
Dylan doesn't understand what's going on right now.
I don't.
I can't deny
He
it.
never had to call into TRL and request POD. he's not built like me.
Boom.
Talk about these
We also
fucking
know
beds.
this year that there's going to be no fucking.
Oh, they're fucking. That's one thing I know about Olympic athletes is that they're fucking.
Well, per the New York Post, it says lustful Olympic athletes should think twice before making the bedrock in Tokyo. The world's best sports competitors are set to spend their nights on cardboard beds allegedly designed to collapse under the weight of fornicators to discourage sex amid COVID-19.
This is so dumb.
Why?
Imagine you're vibing with somebody,
Well, they're saying you can vibe with them, but
Imagine you're vibing in the Olympic Village and you're like, we should probably have this, like, things are getting hot, like making out at the bar or whatever. And it's like, oh, we can't have sex because this bed, you can't support us. Like, they're still going to have sex.
They're just going to do it a little more uncomfortable.
They're still going to squish,
I don't hate the idea of these cardboard beds. I might get Fritz one.
It's kind of tight.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want you getting too crazy on this thing. Here's your cardboard bed.
Is that the actual reason for this shit? Like really?
there's been some additional information that's come out about the stability of these, which is actually more reliable than they appear to be. But before we get to that, is it bad that I look at this photo kind of like I look at there was a Twitter story that got ratioed to high heaven about a woman who was doing a story on like a DEA room. She's like, you may not believe it, but this room is filled with signs that there's, your kids might be on drugs.
Yes, yes.
With all the little like 420
it was all
and
staged.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
in a studio.
It was staged to like show you all of the random
Right.
things. Well, I'm looking at this like, okay, let me count the ways in which, some fucking can be done. And I'm
it
seeing
can be
plenty
done.
that don't involve the cardboard. Like, if anything, I'm repurposing the cardboard to make a little fuck fort.
You're
Like-
gonna make
A
a fuck
fuck
for it.
fort.
A fuck for it.
A fuck fort.
You got to have some privacy if you've got a roommate.
Why is it that leading up to every Olympic Games, so every 2 years, there's a story
Or I
story.
guess you get winter. You're
yeah,
right.
there's a story that comes out about all the sex that happens in these Olympic villages.
Because, dude, when Tinder
Every time it's like, oh yeah, they distributed like 20 million condoms
Right.
in Rio, leading up to like, what? How much sex is happening in here?
when Tinder first came out, like I think that
It was
I
a
think
scene.
They had statistics from it of like the Olympic Village, and it was just a match fest out there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in the Olympic Village and you were just surrounded by like the world's greatest athletes? Everyone's horned up, especially if they're done with their
Right. That's
their,
the biggest
like,
thing is that they've usually been like, not quarantined for COVID reasons, but they've been like in a bubble, focusing on their training, grinding it out, so to speak. And now they're on the edge of the greatest moments of their life. And
So they're grinding it out, and now they're on the edge.
exactly.
Cages.
Of lonely. It was a little monster reference for once. Here we go. But yeah, I'd get there.
I'm not really worried about people having sex. Like, I think that at the end of the day, you can just get rid of the cardboard part of the mattress, throw it on the ground. Like,
Or just like get creative. Like maybe just. Well,
Say what you said.
There are ways to have sex that don't involve a bed. Is what I'm trying to say.
where are these
Not
Olympics?
that I would know.
Tokyo?
Right.
I've just heard
Olympics, Tokyo, Japan, and I'm sure other cities in Japan.
I've just heard about positions that don't require a bed. That's all I'm saying.
You got to go with a power lifter.
You don't even have to, man. You just gotta be able to stand up.
So if you're in the Olympic Village, you're not going to be trying to match with power lifters the entire time.
Probably not. Probably not. But you never know.
What is out of
don't
all
discriminate.
the Summer Olympic sports? What are your top 3 that you want to go watch? Like, what are you most excited for when
Summer?
when you're going through the schedule on the TV menu and you're like, oh shit, that's it.
Can we ask for clarity here? You're asking as a at home, just watching as a fan, or you're saying if I was in the Olympic Village, like
No.
whose event am I trying to support so they can say they saw me in the stands?
When you're at home, what will you be live tweeting when you're doing it?
I think the men's 100 meter is always a premier event in the Summer Olympics because it's like, okay, who's the fastest person in the world this year? It's the ultimate foot race, 100 meter.
The 100, I will say, has to be the goated event of the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, it's just goated.
That's
To
just,
call yourself the fastest person alive is very cool.
there's no more excitement going into an event than the 100-meter.
Yeah, I agree.
No questions asked.
I'm gonna miss Usain Bolt. I'm gonna miss him.
This isn't his first one not doing one, right? Is it?
Yeah.
I think he ran last one.
I remember I got this tells you how long ago. I mean, I guess it's been
was
5 years.
Kind of old the last time he did it. So
I mean, I remember getting retweeted. I had a good tweet that probably went micro at one point during the last Summer Olympics, and I got the TFM retweet, I think from WR Bolin, and I went macro.
wow.
That's how long it's been since the Olympics happened, though.
Sheesh. Wow. Yeah. I guess that makes sense, man.
They're doing 3-on-3 basketball this year?
They are, and they're also doing skateboarding. To answer your question, aside from your big ones, your track, your gymnastics,
Women's gymnastics is a big one for me.
absolutely electric. And then I'll watch the men's, and every time I watch that one, it just feels painful because you'll watch like the rings, and you're like, I don't know that my clavicles and AC joints can hold up. And
No.
it's like these guys are fucking,
Their arms are
or the
way too
pommel
big.
horse, not pommel horse, but
way
the,
too big.
Dude, male gymnast arms are next level impressive.
I think in terms of gymnastics, I always gravitate towards the female gymnastics. It's just
Of course.
better.
Yeah.
It gets the primetime shots for sure.
And U.S. dominates.
Give me
That always helps.
give me the beach volleyball, Kerry Walsh Jennings, all-time goated,
Yeah.
for sure. And not just for visual aesthetics, but I just think it's one of those where, like, you unnecessarily think you're closest to that level of competition amongst all of the events. You watch them, you're like, okay, I could survive, unless you watch the men's, and then they're, like, power spiking, and
never
you're
had
not
that
doing
thought.
shit.
Isn't power spiking what happens when they get back to the hotel room after drinking too much sake in the Olympic Village?
Handball's also sneaky, the event that when it's on TV and you see it, you're like, why don't we see more of this fucking event?
Yes, it's tight.
They're just like, let's go back and collapse my bed tonight. Like,
Yeah,
let's tear that cardboard down.
yeah,
That's hot.
yeah. If room service or if housekeeping comes in and they see the mattress on the ground, it's like, all right, I guess the equestrian girl came home last night with
Equestrian.
with the pentathlon dude.
What is handball again?
Handball is, I only know it because apparently Dirk's like father or mother played it, and that's why they always said Dirk was a super athlete. It looks like it's like a straight out of elementary PE type looking game.
Does it look
A
like
smaller
lacrosse
volleyball?
a little bit?
It's like indoor soccer, but you're playing with a smaller looking volleyball
You guys
with
smack
basketball
it? You
rules.
smack it or
No,
grab
you like
it?
No, you
run, you
grab it,
pass it,
dog.
and you're like jumping from the 3-point line to try to throw it at the goal, and you have a goalie
okay.
playing with
I
a
see.
smaller goal.
It's like one of those obscure events that you feel like you could, if you trained hard enough, you
Right.
could like participate because only like 300 people in the world do it.
It's
one of
it's
those.
something the U.S. probably needs
Curling?
more of. We're putting too much time into futsal.
How
not
many
enough,
how many curlers do you know? Probably zero.
Only on Bison Tries Day.
That's why that's probably like one of the easier ones to become an Olympic level athlete in, just because like so few people actually attempt it.
Respect it.
Is Richardson that American sprinter? Is she still banned?
Yeah.
Yes.
Still, they didn't do anything about that.
Nah.
She was actually left off the
4x1.
Bullshit.
the relay team.
I did see a tweet that was saying that like they have surfing and skateboarding in the Olympics, but somehow like you can't run if you smoke weed.
And
Yeah, like those
asking the
guys
same
aren't
thing,
smoking.
like you're telling
Aren't
me
hitting
that
that.
Kevin Durant's would have passed any drug tests at
Dude,
this
yeah,
point?
Kevin Durant. I mean, I feel like all Kevin Durant does in the off season is just burn and tweet,
Tweet and toke, if you will.
which is not a bad thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm excited for this year. Besides, I mean, swimming is always a good one. The relays swimming is goated
Oh yeah,
for me.
swimming is
Good
a lot
point.
of fun to watch.
But outside of swimming and like sprints, track and field stuff, like there's not much on there that gets me like super crazy excited.
What will have me excited is the opening ceremonies. And it'll be a late edition, but I'll see if I can't throw this in here so you guys can see it as well. But the outfits that we usually see during the opening ceremonies are always, I don't know what like lifetime subscription to Ralph Lauren that the U.S. has, but is it not shocking that at some point in time, like we haven't mixed that up once or twice?
Dude, and like I'll be honest, some of they have a lot of misses for me.
Yeah, and there's some other countries. Italy will be rocking some Giorgio Armani.
Oh, of course. Well, do you see what Canada's doing this year?
Are they doing Lacoste or what's Canada rocking?
Canada's doing straight up like Canadian tuxedos. They're wearing jeans.
Yes.
They're doing jean jackets and stuff like that.
Shut up.
I kind of love that. I like that they
That's
were just
sick.
like, you know what? Yeah, let's just lean into our entire reputation around the world.
That's sick.
Yeah, I don't know. The Italian Armani plug has been quite fruitful. But, you know, shout out to the UK and France for wanting to be the US with their looks at all times, you know, since they were rocking them first, clearly. But the basic ass red, white, and blue polo with slacks, mix it up, dude.
Yeah, I want something that I want to see some fits that I can like go online and be like, yeah, I'm buying this. This is gonna be the cool thing at the bars this week.
I'd require all of the athletes to only show up in their uniform. Like it's like a bad high school
Wouldn't hate that.
pep rally.
Wouldn't hate that at all.
You've got to be in full, like if you're a wrestler, unitard, ear muffs or whatever they're called, ear guards, knee pads, and everything. You've got to walk the track waving the flag, fully decked out.
Now, earmuffs is what happens when you get back and you can't do it on the bed.
Okay.
Man.
There was a dude who jumped on the bed to show that it is pretty structurally impressive.
Scottish gymnast Reese Mick.
Yeah.
You want to finish that one for
Yeah,
me?
no.
At the end of
I'm
the day, I
good.
feel like you can still have sex on these things.
McClinican.
You can fuck on anything if you try hard enough.
That's facts.
Okay.
You know, and like you think Olympians aren't gonna be able to figure it out?
No, they'll be just
Yeah,
fine.
you're an Olympian. Like you,
Sex will be happening.
like if you're good at one thing, it's doing physical things with your body that no one expects. I think you're gonna be able to figure out how to do it in a Japanese
is.
hotel room at some point.
There it
This has
is.
been the H'est Olympic segment.
And that is
Ever.
that is your horny Olympic preview from Circling Back.
Very cool.
Check out Too Much Dip for more info on the Paralympics, sponsored by John Duda.
John Duda.
It's a broken ankle.
He's
joke
going to
there.
see every single part of this Olympics. I'm jealous. I'm going to start texting him more. I'm going to have a regular standing FaceTime appointment with John Duda.
Jeez, man.
Let's hear from our friends over at Everlane real quick. Is this a new sponsor alert, or did you guys do a read for them when I was gone?
It's like a second-time sponsor alert, I think.
I can admit something. I've been shopping at Everlane for years.
Really?
I think over 10 years. More 10 years. I've been shopping with Everlane since their inception.
Did not know.
I own 2 sweaters from Everlane that I still have to this day that I think were a part of their first ever winter collection. And that's how much I enjoy them. I wore them every day at my old job when I had to look good but still feel comfortable.
Well, let me tell you, I'm a new Everlane guy, and I love their stuff.
Well, dude, I'll tell you this. Some of the greatest pleasures in life are the simplest, and that's why Everlane makes premium quality essentials that complement every wardrobe at a more transparent and affordable price. Dylan and I got a little coin to play with on Everlane, and we got to go buy some stuff.
I got some jeans. I got a couple T-shirts. I'm very, very pleased. The T-shirts have a sneaky little, like, sexy embroidered E on the bottom of them. It's a nice touch.
That's a nice touch.
That's a nice touch.
I will say that the hoodie that I got, which has now become
You've
my
been talking this thing up for a minute now.
it's my get home from a long day of work, long day in the stew. You just want to get max out and be comfortable. And I will take a shower and I will toss it on with no shirt on underneath and I will just start hanging out.
It's kind of sexy.
Dude, it's very sexy. And it's so comfortable. And it also has a nice little embroidered E on the sleeve on this one. Very swag.
Well, that is super swag.
I already thought it was swag, and then when I saw that it was there after you pointed out the one on the T-shirt, I was like, oh, I feel even more swag now. Damn. All their stuff's incredible. They do something that you love to hear about. They take the middlemen and they just get rid of them.
Dude, we're so out of middlemen. It's
Never liked 'em.
unbelievable.
No, it's like get them out. They've been around since 2010, so I guess I was right. A little over 10 years I've been shopping with these guys. They do extensive research and vetting to use ethical factories that provide fair wages and reasonable hours to the skilled people who craft their clothing. They have timeless design and the finest sustainable materials so you can wear them for years to come. Most retailers hide their markups. Couldn't be Everlane. They believe their customers have the right to know how much each of their clothes costs to make. And in fact, they share exactly how much their products cost to produce at each stage.
Wow, there's one thing we can get behind. It's full transparency.
Just radical transparency.
Call him Jeffrey Tambor.
Okay. They have all the everyday essentials that you need, from damn good denim to super soft loungewear. The Everlane even partners with the best and most ethical factories in the world for a fit that you can actually feel good about. They even accept returns within 30 days of the ship date, and all uniform clothing comes with a 365-day guarantee. Go to everlane.com/steam and sign up for 10% off your first order plus free shipping and get easy returns within 30 days of your ship date. That's 10% off of your first order when you go to everlane.com/steam and sign up. All these billionaires are going to space.
Who's this asshole that backed out, though?
Is this the biggest flex in the history of flexes?
It depends. Does he have to give his money back?
Just the fact that, like, okay, so...
I mean, do they get to keep the money, I should say?
Old Dickie Branson, he went to space, last week? 2 weeks ago?
Did he?
Dickie Branson.
I think so.
I don't
Yes.
Well, it depends on who you talk to.
True.
He might not have
Virgin,
gone all the way.
Virgin
it's an anonymous
CEO
winner.
Richard Branson.
And so...
It's an anonymous winner, so, or I guess, yeah. The original person has not been named.
The original person who got the $30 million ticket to space.
Correct. But then he said, I'm a little too busy for that. Like, I can see saying, hey, you know, maybe, I don't know. I can't see this. Like, what's the most expensive thing you've paid for and just said, you know what, we're just going to have to miss it? Like,
pretty much everything I buy online that I'm too lazy to return. But I usually don't have trips to space that cost tens of millions of dollars that I just like leave by the wayside. $29.7 million he paid in order to go to space. And he backed out so an 18-year-old can do who's doing a gap year.
Some bratty little 18-year-old punk who's taking a gap year, which is really just means like I want to party for a year, right?
they want to expand their experience in the actual world, Dylan. Like, they don't want you to jump right into college not knowing what they want out of life.
Well, what if I told you he's the son of James Damon, the CEO of Somerset Capital Partners?
I'd say that he has enough money to have to take
It's an investment
multiple
firm.
gap years.
So, yeah, little brat.
And you know, there's one of those things where he's like, Dad, you told me I could go backpack through Europe during my gap year, and I can't go to Europe because of COVID. This is bullshit. Okay, son.
Would you rather go to space?
Would you
sorry,
rather
I'm
go to
sorry.
space?
Where in space are they going?
Dude, that's the thing about space. You don't know.
I mean, are they just doing a lap around the Earth, coming back later, or were they going to some?
I think they're going to the
somewhere?
south side. Like, they took the cheaper trip. Like,
The
I don't,
south-
yeah.
the south side of space.
South side of space.
yeah, it's like too expensive to go to like other places right now.
To the hills.
Yeah, ever since things opened up, like. It's
Are they
hard.
going to like the International Space Station? Are they going to walk around in there or float around in there? I mean, or is this just like a?
They might get lunch
Or they
there.
could look at Earth out the window, like, all right, we're going back. Like, I want to know.
It's hard to say. I think they're probably going to get as high as the guy who did that one Red Bull jump that one year. Like, and everybody made a huge, which it was pretty dope. But he like free fell,
Because I'm free.
and then parachuted. Like, that's high enough. If you can get to whatever the atmosphere level, like, I'm good with that. But I think you need to leave the space vehicle that you're in for me to count it.
What? Hold on. The New Shepard spacecraft, which is scheduled for takeoff in West Texas next Tuesday, will launch its passengers over 62 miles above the Earth's surface for a mission estimated to last about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you
3 to
not gonna-
4 of those minutes will be spent in space. Holy shit. That's it?
It's not a great return on your. What do you think they're going to Mars and like hanging out and like going and walking?
No.
around,
I know there's no spacewalking
Throwing the,
going
throwing
on
the
here,
bird
but,
dog's vortex to each other.
but for this whole journey to last 10 minutes? What the fuck?
I feel like this is one of those things. Like, so I'm gonna equate this to something that no one else is equating this to. It's kind of like when my dad bought the first ever portable DVD player. He bought it for $1,000, and my mom was like, "What the fuck are you thinking? That's an insane
swag.
amount of money to buy a portable
Wow.
DVD player.
Must be nice.
You wait like 3 years, and they're like $25 at Walmart.
They give them away.
Yeah, it's like, dude, don't go on the first trip to space. That thing's gonna have faults.
Exactly.
You gotta wait at least a few years.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not going on this trip. If my trip is completely free, I am not going on one of these first, like, experimental trips to space. It's going to last 10 minutes. No, thank you. I'm out.
Well, you know who's not as scared as you? 82-year-old Wally Funk, which I'm also learning. Wally Funk's full name is Mary Wallace Funk because she's an American aviator. Oh, and I think a Goodwill ambassador as well. And one of the first female
I'll say it.
people that are involved in aviation or whatever the rest of the biography says. I'm not clicking on it.
I'll say it. Wally Funk is built different than I am.
82.
No one had Wally Funk based on name alone being a woman.
No one. She's built
She's
way
built
different.
And not like a 1980s rapper.
She'll be the oldest person to go to space, along with the youngest person to go to space. Wally's going to be sitting there, like, all excited. She's probably got some snacks queued up in, like, little plastic bags that she's going to, like, nibble on as they take off. And then we're going to have the 18-year-old, like, son of a billionaire just getting selfies off and doing TikToks and shit.
Isn't it weird to think that space is really not that far away from us?
I mean,
Like they're going. No, listen, they're going 62 miles up. Right.
Yeah.
That's in space.
How far is 62 miles from here? Like,
Salado,
Yeah.
north of Georgia.
Isn't that weird to think
I'll
about?
Just go to Salado. Like, big deal.
Like distance-wise, like space is just right there. Like I can almost reach up and touch it. I feel like that's crazy, right?
I mean, kind of.
It's weird.
You reach up and touch 62 miles into space?
When you think about how vast space is, like, oh, I'm going to space. Like, oh, you're gonna be like light years away, but you're just right there. It's like not that cool.
Sally thought I was a huge. Sally thought I was a big dork the other day. I have 2 of those apps that tell you like where the stars are in the sky.
Yep, Google used to have a big one.
Well,
of
you
those,
are a
and I loved
dork,
it.
but keep going.
Well, I got an alert the other night, and I was sitting in bed at like 11:30 at night, and I got this alert to my phone that said, "Hey, the International Space Station's about to cruise over you."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, let's fucking go."
That's sick.
So I started climbing out of bed, put my robe on. I was going to go out on the porch, maybe watch it, and she was like, "What are you doing right now?" She's like, "You think you're going to be able to see the space station?"
You're
right
a
now?"
space dork.
It's like, "Yeah."
Did you see it?
I didn't
No.
end up going outside. She shamed me enough that I stayed
She
inside.
talked you out of it.
Yeah.
Don't let her steal your joy.
She dork
but
shamed you.
It's
Yeah,
probably
she-
a little bright in downtown Austin or central Austin in order to see
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I'm going to make a statement here. I think Bezos is soft for auctioning off these tickets to even go do this. If it's me and I'm Bezos and I have the money to go to space, I'm bringing my boys with me. There's no way that I'm
Yeah.
just going to let some nerds that are like rich just go.
Or some rich guy's little bratty little son.
Yeah,
Right.
Who's
like,
taking a gap year.
If I'm
Fucking
like
twerp.
loaded as hell and I like instead of going with some future TikTok star who's like getting the first space TikTok off, like I'm going to call KJ over and be like, "Hey, do you want to ride?"
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm shocked that this is a 10-minute trip. I'm
He is
shocked.
flying with Mark, his brother, Mark Bezos. whom-
Rocking with Mark.
He is rocking with Mark. Rocket shipping with Mark, if you will.
Okay.
But the flex I would pull is I'd be like, whatever affair he had that cost him $50 billion, like, I would just take her and be like, you know what? I know everyone's giving attention to my divorce because my wife is giving away $40 billion. Like, very nice of her. I'm just being a scumbag and taking my mistress to space. How about that?
Mistress in space.
Dude, 10 minutes. Like you don't even have to pack a snack for that. It's just you're up and down.
Don't you want to have a cocktail up in space?
Yeah. Can we chill for a bit? Like we're already out here. Let's
Yeah,
just
like
hang out.
let me watch the world turn a little bit.
Yeah.
Wally
Let's
won't
go,
even
let's
be
go,
able to
let's
finish
float
a
over to
murder,
Italy.
she
See what's
wrote.
going on in the boot.
There
Like,
were a
what's
lot
up?
of people that were like critical of Branson's trip to space, saying that he wasn't going high enough.
How high did he go?
Like 10, like he was going like technically he was in space.
That's soft.
But he needed to go 10 miles further to go to where Bezos was going.
Remember that
So dumb.
that Red Bull skydiver who skydove from like what? Did you already talk about this? Oh, you're talking about
I've been
No, I'm
watching
just
him
fin-
drink wine, but
Oh.
I did mention this guy
I'm just
too.
finishing my early morning Sauvignon Blanc.
that dude. He jumped from like the
Yes.
edge of the atmosphere,
Correct.
right? How many
was
miles up
edging.
is it? He was totally edging. How many miles up is that? 40-ish, something like that.
The atmosphere,
Yeah, how high does the atmosphere go, dog?
dude, it's only like 12 kilometers.
How far is a kilometer?
No, it's not. Is it really?
Felix Baumgartner. by
It
the way,
says
was
it
his name.
extends from the Earth's surface to an average height. This is the atmosphere I'm talking about.
Right.
To about 12 kilometers. Although this altitude varies about 9 kilometers at geographic poles.
12 kilometers? No.
Dude, I don't know. You're
Real
asking the wrong people.
Felix Baumgartner flew approximately, and this is coming from like my research I did before. I wrote some notes down on the side. 39 kilometers into the stratosphere over New Mexico. So,
Did he do this before or after he signed a new contract with the Giants? Like, I feel like they wouldn't want him going to space if he was just going to go up there and.
That guy's built.
San
Talk
Francisco
about built
Giants.
different.
But yeah, him flying over New Mexico is definitely a choice, but it was 2012 when he did it, so you got to think that Breaking Bad influenced that decision for sure.
You got to think. If you're going to space, where do you want to go?
10 fucking minutes?
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
That's lame as shit.
You get up there and like you got to be like, Jeff, can you ask him if we can like take another?
Like, can we take a lap? Like, what's going on here?
Like when Dave and I went to Dallas on the private jet with the people who will not be named because I think they've been subpoenaed, and I don't want to get named in that lawsuit at any point. But when we flew private with them from Austin to Dallas, the pilot was like, "You guys want to take like the quick route, or you guys want to go way up high?" And we were like, "I think you know the fucking answer to that. Like, I'm not trying to get off this plane anytime soon." So we were like, "Yeah, take us high above the clouds."
I'm not into that, man. I want to stay as close to Earth as I can.
I asked
That's
Sally.
a general rule that I have.
I asked Sally if I was allowed to go to space.
You weren't allowed to go to your patio at 2 a.m. So
I know.
She's not
true.
give you permission
Yeah,
to go
if
to
she's not
space.
going to let me watch. If she's not going to let me watch the fucking space station and go above my apartment, I don't think she's going to let me go to space.
Not to get all dark here, but what are the chances that this goes as planned, as perfect, like they return safely?
I would say insurance companies are going to make sure it does. Like they're going to, they are flying out of Texas. So if they abort the mission, I'm going to make $10K off this. But the odds are good that it's going to go smoothly.
But is there a world where where Jeff Bezos could possibly be faking his own death?
Ooh.
Like, what if the guy who paid $30 million, they're like, hey, buddy, like, if you want to sacrifice your dorky-ass son, like, we're going to there's a decent chance we explode up here. Like, maybe you don't want to do that.
He's got like not a custody issue, but like a will issue, and he's his only legitimate son. He wants to make sure his stepchildren get the...
Yeah, and they're like, Wally's pretty much on her farewell tour anyway, so, like, if this goes down, it's not that big a deal.
10 minutes. How long would you have guessed this trip would last before I told you it was 10 minutes?
It takes 10 minutes to get from here to the highway, like...
Yeah.
I would have said, like, so they get up to space and they probably chill there for 10 minutes?
No, 3 to 4 minutes of those... 3 to 4 of those minutes are spent in space.
Lame.
Y'all think Wally's going to be awake for any of this?
No.
Like, she's going to black out.
You get to take your iPhone up there and, like, take pics and shit?
My secret to longevity is just going to space.
I go 62 miles up.
Just go to space every
day
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
I get 10 minutes of space gas in my lungs every day.
Space gas.
It's gas, but from
ridiculous,
space, of
man.
course.
I mean, Wally is goated. Like, she's already a pilot and stuff. She's not just some rando they're throwing into space because she's old.
She was one of the Mercury 13, of course, which was the 13 American women who are part of a privately funded
Everybody
program.
knows that.
Dude, everyone knew that. You didn't have to say it.
They went to the same physiological tests as men did to see if they'd be selected as NASA astronauts back in 1959.
Well,
of course, they
obviously.
weren't.
Obviously.
Of course, they weren't selected.
They're going to do something. They're going to, because of this 18-year-old, they're going to do something absolutely insufferable. They're going to be like, oh, we got the fucking first space selfie
Dude,
off.
It's me up there like doing TikToks and shit.
Oh, shit.
You know, like there's been this trend of like these TikTok kids deboarding planes where they just hold up everybody
Oh
while
my
they
God,
like
I
sing
know.
and dance.
Mm-hmm.
If this kid does this on the spacecraft, it'll be the biggest flex of all time. It's like, hold on, Jeff.
No.
I got to get my TikTok off.
Hold on. He's not calling him Jeff.
Hey, J-Bone.
J-Man.
Hey, J-Man.
Hey, J-Baz.
J-Beezy.
You got to wonder if the most concerned person on this flight has to be Mark Bezos. Because I'm now Jeff Bezos' brother. And I would imagine a DNA match in several ways. And if nothing else, are you not just a walking organ donor? Not donating an organ, the state and or the musical instrument. But like Jeff gets up there and his kidney fails, like, you know, there's a robot on deck that's like, Mark, sorry, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going anywhere around my brother in that close proximity in a high wire act like this.
You got to think
I'm a bag of blood for old Jeff here.
I'm just not going on this trip, man.
Well, you got to think Mark also like is probably named as like somebody who might, I don't know, benefit from the death of Jeff Bezos.
So maybe that's why Jeff was like, "Now you're coming with me."
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If I'm going down, so are you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess that is nice to know that Jeff is looking out for like his brother. He's taking him to space and stuff like that. But I just feel like you'd want a mob up there.
I've never seen Mark.
I don't
Bezos.
think Wally's doing any mob. I know. I'll just have my trademark sip of whiskey.
I'm bringing my cigars up there.
I got a bottle of 82. I was giving it to the day I was born. I've had a sip every day since.
Oh, this is not fun.
What? She
Mark
dead already?
Bezos just looks like Jeff Bezos.
dead
I was hoping that like
What's your problem, dude?
Dude, I've had some. The early morning
Zombie
cereal
B.
is
Zombie
different.
B, dog.
I was hoping that I'd look up Mark Bezos and find out like, he's Ecuadorian or something, like something unique. And nope, he just kind of looks like the guy from a lot of movies in which I can't name at the moment. The Kingsman, but not the main one. The guy who played like the weapons guy who overlooked everything. I don't know his name. I'll find it.
I'm just imagining Mark sitting around like I just looked it up. It says that Mark Bezos' estimated net worth is about $40 million.
Yeah, right.
I'm imagining him sitting around the dinner table with Jeff and like asking a question and just having the scene from Step Brothers happen just every single time. He's like, well, how much does this cost? And then Jeff is just like, dude, how much does this cost? Yeah. What's your net worth? About 40 million?
Oh, real cool. Here, I'll pick up dinner. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely.
You can drink that wine, dude. I'm going to pay for it. Don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal.
I'm embarrassed to say the person I was thinking of and couldn't name, Stanley Tucci. That's
shouts
who
to
Mark
the
Bezos
Tooch.
looks like.
Imagine being worth 40 mil and your brother's just like 1,000x you
Yeah.
on net worth.
Like, would you even tell people your last name if you were worth 40 mil? Because it seems like a lot until you tell anyone your last name, basically.
Yeah, it's like,
And then they're like, why is your
what
brother so
happened?
shitty to you?
Yeah, what happened? What happened in life? Where'd you go wrong?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get a lot shorter in that
Oh,
conversation.
I just didn't create Amazon. That's what happened.
I'd fucking tell people my last name was Wahlberg if that was the case. I'd just be like, no, I'm Mark Wahlberg Bezos, and I would just go by Mark Wahlberg. So people would be like, oh, like the other guy.
Is he,
right?
is he
that's
independently
interesting.
worth 40 million?
I mean, you have to think that he's got some offshore funds that might kick in at some point.
Get some kickbacks from old brother.
Or at least got some early intel, like, hey, maybe go buy.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you get in? Here's some friends and family shares. Listed as a volunteer firefighter, which that's always a term I'm weary about. There was a story. I'll save it for too much dip, but volunteer firefighters, shout out to them.
Well, if you're Mark Bezos, aren't you texting Jeff every single day being like, hey, dude, can I get $1 billion?
Just send him PayPal requests.
Yeah,
like,
just
absurd.
annoy him until he's like, fine, dude, here's $1 billion.
Dude, just slap me a Billy. What's the big deal?
I would text him relentlessly, just like all the time. Like he's out to dinner with I don't know, fucking.
Dude, you won't even notice it.
Yeah, he could be out to dinner with any, the richest person, some prince that I've never even heard of from some country that I've never heard of, just bawling out. And it's like, hey, dude, can I just have $1 billion? Just $1 billion. Not that big a deal.
God, that's just different. That's different money.
Dude, they're different.
10 minutes in space. No, 3 to 4 minutes in space.
10.
Bullshit.
Not enough time to come or bust.
It takes 35 minutes to fly to Houston. Like, what's going on here?
It was supposed to be a combustion joke, but I guess it only sounded like nutting, so
No, that just
whatever.
sounded really horny. That
You're
just
right.
sounded super horny. Speaking of super horny, I think we have Randy's breaking news.
Oh,
No one's ever done this
man.
before. Do we have any theme music for Randy?
Yeah, we do. There it is.
I thought Kai's birthday
turned
was
his
the
mic
only
up,
cake
dog.
we were going to get.
I was going to make him wait a little bit. Randy.
It's
Welcome.
time. Hit me with the air horns from R&B Radio.
Or not.
Dude, I'd have to go 4 things deep on this soundboard
calm
in order
down,
to figure it
Randy?
out.
Okay, fuck me. All
Like,
right.
dude, chill out.
Fucking news already.
You guys ready for some breaking news? Dylan, would you like to go Wash Media Video News, Big Ass Goldfish, Nintendo 64, or Giant Egg?
Watch me in a video news sounds pretty lame, honestly. So let's go do
Hold on, which
big
one are
ass
we-
goldfish.
What are we going with? Big ass goldfish?
Big Ass Goldfish. There it is. All right, Big Ass Goldfish. Doing multiple things at once. Let's get this on the screen. So, there's a big ass goldfish in this lake because
People released it.
people are releasing it in Minnesota in don't know what the city in the Twin
Burnsville.
Cities suburbs in Burnsville. People are just releasing their goldfish in this this lake, and goldfish get pretty freaking big.
Look, I'll say it. That goldfish is built different.
Yeah. So I've always heard rumors about this being a thing. Mm-hmm. I never actually really believed it, that if you put a goldfish in a large body of water that it would grow. And now, I have no choice but to stand this chunky goldfish.
It's big boy season.
I will say I'm anti-invasive species. Just want to be clear.
I thought you were pro zebra mussel.
No. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone knows.
dude, you love
Everyone,
zebra
no,
mussels.
dude.
You
get
brought him
the
to
fuck
Austin.
out of here.
Zebra cakes, my bad. He did say it was zebra cakes.
Zebra
He
cakes
told me
kind
that
of
the other
goated,
day.
honestly.
Dude, I hate zebra mussels, man. You ever cut your foot on a zebra mussel?
No,
You
but
do it once, you never want to do it again.
I'm different, though.
Those
My-
things slice
My
clean.
feet are different.
You look down, you're like, is there blood in the water? Don't drink the water. There's blood in the water. That's Dave Matthews Band. Shouts to Brett.
Are these guys problematic, or is it just like a big ass goldfish?
I
chilling
think
in the
they are
lake?
problematic. I don't think they can survive. I don't know.
I wonder if
He
they
seems
just
to be
don't have
doing
a
fine.
predator aside from Phil in Minnesota here, taking them out of their habitat.
Yeah, all I read was a lot of people being really mad about this, and people were like, yeah, don't flush them down the toilet. And everyone's like, no, when you flush it down the toilet, it doesn't just go directly into a stream.
Yeah.
And normally they're dead when you do that. Yeah, it's not like, oh, shit.
Like they're having a bad day if you flush it.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I think, what you should be doing and not saying, hey, kids, okay, we're not going to flush it down the toilet. We're going to go to the water, because there are 10,000 lakes and options for you to drop these fish in Minnesota.
Well, if you're in Minnesota,
Right.
for sure.
It's just too many lakes.
Not enough people know there's more than 10,000 actually. But anyways, I imagine that's probably the option some parents take is like, hey, we're just going to go set it free. And you probably shouldn't be because this goldfish is massive. And for some reason I look at it and I don't even get Captain D's fish sticks vibes out of it. It doesn't look tasty.
No, I'm not eating this. It's got bottom feeder vibes for sure.
You like fish sticks?
Okay.
Randy, can you
Next
speak to
story.
the biological effects of releasing goldfish into the wild and
I
letting them
can.
grow?
I can. It's a problem because the goldfish, which can grow to the size of a football, compete with native species for food and increase algae in lakes. So clearly that's probably bad.
Tell the natives to just eat more.
Seems like a minor problem, though.
I once did a project on invasive species and mainly about Chinook salmon. You got to be careful for these things. They're not built to live in the environments that you're putting them in. You ever heard of Asian carp?
Yeah.
They were trying to devastate the Great Lakes. I don't know if that's been
that's too
subdued
bad.
lately, but there was a lot of efforts for it. They just jump different.
So you were rocking with carp?
No, I do not rock with carp.
Okay.
Because carp do not rock with us.
That big goldfish is kind of cute, though, like low-key.
It'd be kind of tight. Could you release one in your own pond and then put it back into like a giant tank in your house and just have a big-ass goldfish?
Yeah.
Why don't they just sell these for like, I don't know, 20 times the market rate?
I don't think you buy a goldfish by the pound.
Oh, so you're telling me that if you went to a carnival and they were like, if you throw one of these rings onto one of these bottles over here, then you get a tiny goldfish. But if you throw one of the rings on the middle ones, you get this giant-ass goldfish. You're going for the middle one every single time.
You know what? Maybe so. I don't know, Will.
Before
I
we
don't
move
know if
on,
they care of a fucking fish.
I do want to say major shouts to this Minnesotan fisherman here, rocking a vest that looks like it gets regular use. Like this, that's what strikes me as like this dude's about his business. Like he's not fucking around, no vest. Like he knows better, and it is not a straight off the Costco rack vest here. Like this dude's out here every day.
All day, every day.
I respect it.
I'm about to pee my little pants, man.
Let's go.
What else you got, Randy?
All right, moving on to Nintendo 64. Have you guys heard about this story?
Yes.
There was an unopened Super Mario 64 that sold at auction for $1.56 million. It's a lot of money.
It's not even... I mean, it's one of the newer gaming systems. I mean, sorry, older, but not the oldest.
It is the record-breaking price for a sale of a single video game because it's, I guess, a collector's item.
More than like whatever unearthed New Mexico like copy of like Zelda or something. There was a story a little bit while
That
back,
one
or
sold
Paperboy
for
or whatever it was.
$870,000.
Paperboy was goated. I'll say it.
I was too young to care about that game at that point. In terms of 64 games, Super Mario 64 doesn't even touch my top 10.
Nah, the wrestling games of that era were all timers.
If you told me
sure.
that GoldenEye went for this much money, I'd be
There
like,
you go.
yeah, that makes sense.
Wave Runner, Star Fox,
Oh, Wave Runner was goated.
F's
Yeah, but
with them
the-
all. 1080, I think, was also in
Super
64.
Smash.
But the Mario Brothers brand is always going to be bigger than...
No, Super Smash is what the weightlifters do at the Olympics when they get back to their cardboard beds.
Got to get back to H.
All right, going from one Nintendo game to another, there was a giant egg in Chicago. Dylan, I know you're going to like this one.
Is that AEG?
It's actually,
Was
it's
it
actually
near
a
the
bean.
bean?
It's a bean.
No, it was a giant egg, and it was at Maggie Daly Park for the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Go. They had a worldwide
Jesus.
festival that took place
So,
in 20 different
It
cities.
was a dork fest.
And
Okay,
Chicago
you're not
was
allowed
there.
to talk. You're not allowed to talk.
Yes, I
Dylan.
am allowed
no,
to talk.
Mr.
Did
no,
you
Mr.
play
Shivery.
Pokemon Go?
No!
Was he out there on Mopac like searching
Dude,
for a Magikarp?
When the craze was going at its peak, I downloaded it so I
Okay.
could see why people were freaking out, and I was like, "This is stupid and terrible," and I closed it down and deleted it. That was my.
it's on your
experience.
iPad right now because I downloaded for Parks last year.
Well, I didn't know that.
The technology at that time was pretty dope, which, nowadays, like, Parks made me download a dinosaur game where it's the same situation where you hold up the camera and your dinosaurs, like, fight on
Weren't
the
people
table.
like chasing Pokemon across like busy intersections
Into
and
parks.
getting smoked
Yep.
and shit?
People were like falling off cliffs and stuff.
And they had to go back and, like,
Falling off
tighten
cliffs.
up where they could be found and, like, limit them to, like, public
It was
spaces.
a Darwin experiment, I think.
Okay.
So I guess the breaking news here is that after 5 years, people are still playing the game. I had no clue.
Dylan's
Well-
the only person in this room. Randy definitely played Pokemon
Here we
Go.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Did you play Pokemon Go?
I played the 5th.
Am I the only person in this room who didn't play Pokemon Go?
I didn't play
I'm not
Pokemon
too cool for
Go.
Pokemon. I'll say that. I've caught them all before.
Okay, I
didn't
played
catch
Pokemon.
anything.
I had the yellow game on
Yep.
my Game Boy when I was growing up. I didn't know how to play it really. I just went around and just did what I did, and I think it worked out for me. I think I had some pretty high up things, but I never really knew what the end game was.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever remembered the song of, like, the original 118, 128. How many?
51.
There was more than that, right?
Original 151.
151. Okay, I thought you said 51. I was like, wait. Like, I never recalled, like, I couldn't memorize that whole thing, but it was in my rotation of after-school shows. So I was on Pokemon early on, but it fell by the wayside once they went from like red, blue, yellow, and like they got like 6 games and I was over it. I didn't play Pokemon Go that much. I lived by a park at the time, so I tried it.
Park?
I was rocking with Park, and I couldn't get into it. But shout out to the egg. Dallas famously stole a huge exhibit that looks like this from Chicago. It's just a big eyeball. You can find that in downtown Dallas now, but it was in Chicago for like 5 years before that. So maybe we'll get the egg too.
True. And before anyone comes at me, I know Pokemon Go's Niantic and not Nintendo. And
Niantic.
Don't know
but
what
I mean,
that
it's
also
a
won't
Nintendo
comment
franchise.
on
So.
any
know what
other
Niantic means.
parts
Dylan
of this photo, but there were some strong Photoshop vibes looking in this photo that we've got here on screen. Go check it out on YouTube. But the lady in the middle threw me off with the legs. But anyhow, let's keep it moving.
Okay, and then finally, in Washed Media video news, keep an eye out. That's for Brett.
all the news that you
That's
have.
the news.
sick.
So
Keep an
let's
eye
just
out.
say
For
come
Okay.
don't mind if
come early August, some big things are going to be happening with Washed Media in the video. So keep an eye out. Follow
In the
Circling Back
video.
Pod on Instagram. We'll be throwing out some teasers on the story. So big stuff coming.
Bigger or smaller than Cool Adam's sideburns are right now?
Smaller.
Because he's going full-blown Wolverine.
I will say, Dylan, I'm coming for that ass in terms of virality.
I'm gonna call out your lie right here. I completed one heavy. I believe I still. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
You actually won
I
this
can
race.
now confirm that it is completed. Good job. The wine, that is.
I want to give one final shout out too to 2 local Awesome backers that got engaged because of the pod over the
yeah.
weekend. Shout out Andrew and Caitlin.
Really?
I was with
Tobacco
them
love.
Saturday celebrating, but yeah,
What are their names?
Andrew and Caitlin.
Caitlin or Kaylin?
Kaylin.
Congrats to Andrew and Kaylin. That's big time.
Has Randy
Love to hear
Loki
it.
become the like local backer ambassador? Like, how many
Yeah.
of your weekends in the last
He's on the
4 weekends
streets.
have
He's a
been
man of the
spent
people.
with backers? At least 2.
I mean, I met them through the pod too, so.
I respect it. That's mega cute. Congrats.
And in our final Wash Media video news, Dylan, I have our clip about real or fake Peloton motivational quotes has eclipsed 306,000 views on the Peloton meme page. I think if we combine that, I'm still below your views for real or fake pre-workout, but
talking about my
I'm
video?
coming for that ass.
I'm not worried about it, honestly.
We have outperformed the last 7 videos they've posted on their account, so I will say our content is objectively good.
Goated.
Goated
one
content.
might say.
Yep.
Very cool.
Does it feel weird to be the only man at the table not in possession of a Pelly? You're not the only one not using the Peloton, but there's one
Dylan
in
doesn't
my
even have
household.
one anymore. His girlfriend got rid of it.
Well, I never had one. She had one. She got rid of it. Yeah. She didn't use it.
Those tiny ass legs weren't doing shit on there. Did you get rid of it because you knew you were
Don't
scared?
talk
of
about
me?
Bay's legs like
I
that.
never used it. Little jerk. Jerk store called. Looking, running out of you.
Okay.
That's it.
What? What?
It's a Randy level joke.
I think it's time to go.
Bye.